Good morning, afternoon, and evening, everybody, and welcome to the shit show. No, I'm kidding. But welcome back. I think it's been about 2 weeks or so since I've dropped a video. I got ahead with some videos, but then went away on vacation, which honestly I needed. And it was great to decompress, relax the body a little bit. I still worked out while I was on vacation, but it was really mostly cardio, just about every day, doing about anywhere between half hour to an hour a day, and hitting a little bit of weights because I just couldn't not do it. Really more maintenance workouts. The gym at the resort that we were staying at kind of sucks, but you make do with what you got. And it was good to just kind of move and do that just to maintain what was going on. But we're back, and then after vacation, while on vacation, got a little sick, got a little cold or sinus something or other. So that kind of had me out of commission. I wasn't really up to recording. So I had 2 weekends off because of going away, and then started working out again, and here we are. And now also I have a full fucking beard. So it feels like it's been a month since I've seen you guys or you've seen me, but now the beard game's strong for the winter. So we are in the winter arc for the beard, at least. Today's workout, we are going to focus on lateral raises like a motherfucker. We're going to do 3 different variations of lateral raises. I'm not lagging in the shoulder department, but I do feel as if I need more of a cap, more coming out, and I'm not entirely sure why. It's just, being a little stubborn. They're nice, they're big, they're round. Side chest shots, rear delt shots, or back shots and all the rest look great, but honestly it's the front that I'm really more concerned about. So we're going to do 3 different variations of lateral raises while we get 2 presses in, or technically 3 presses in, and I'll explain why we're doing the presses we're doing. And then we're going to hit a little bit of upper chest and triceps, and some rear delts. This is actually, for a 25-minute video, or a little less than 25-minute video, this is actually a pretty aggressive workout. It took about an hour and 20 minutes in the gym, and then you guys only get about 25 minutes because I speed up, I do all that crap. But starting off with the rotator cuff warm-up, and going right into this lateral raise machine, which I really have enjoyed this. But I also want to speak about, I've sped up the rotator cuff stuff because you guys know what this is all about. And if you don't know, go back to some of my other videos, or just look at this. And if you're not warming up your rotator cuffs, then you guys are really in bad shape. But what I want to talk about is where this motion is going. I'm not coming a full range here. I'm coming down a little bit more of a midpoint and keeping the tension on the top of the side delt while I'm moving up and down. If I bring it further down, I'm still getting a little bit more of the front delt, and I don't want to do that. I know you guys are going to talk about full range of motion and all the rest. It gets a little worse as I go, because honestly now I'm at like a $120 on this on the last set, so or second to last set, whatever I'm at. But at the end of the day, I'm going to keep pushing. So I'm working heavy, but you're going to see as I go, there's other motions I do with side lateral raises to get different ranges of motion, which is also going to be with the press perspective as well. So I want to be able to address that, right? So if you're doing a military press and then you do a dumbbell press, they don't have to be exactly the same motion, and they don't have to be the same range of motion, depending on what you may want to focus on, or what you might want additional blood flow to get to, or the micro tears that you're trying to create while you're in the gym, so you can recuperate and get a bigger, stronger, better shoulder. So these are really more, the high point is the important part for me, getting my elbows as high as I can get them, even above the plane of motion, but coming down, I'm stopping and going right back up, so I'm keeping the tension there. I don't want to alleviate any tension on that. But you'll see, look, again, 120, 130 pounds, whatever I'm doing here, just kind of is what it is. And then I'm going to drop down to, I think I dropped down to like 80, 70 or 80, just to finish it up. So we are going to do a lot of drop sets today. We are going to do a lot of exhaustion, but I'm starting off with lateral raises and my rotator cuff warm up, and then I'm going to go into my pressing motions. I am, though, enjoying the gray t-shirt having the same effect as the gray jogging pants. And if you guys don't know what gray jogging pants do, then ask your significant other what they do. But the idea that the definition comes out a little bit more, like they just sit differently for some reason. I don't know why, and shadows are created a little differently. So, but here we are. So this shoulder press, by the way, I've done this a couple of different times within my workouts. I got this from my coach. I really do enjoy this. I've gotten heavier and heavier with it, stronger with it. But except for back here, I stay at the quarters. But you'll also see, again, range of motion for this, and this is deliberate, all right? I'm not doing a full range of motion. I don't want to engage. You can see my traps not fucking moving a goddamn bit. There's a reason for that. I'm stopping at the ear level and then pressing up that 8 or 9 inches so I don't engage the traps and really bring the arms up further. I want the tension on the rear delt and the side delt. With the front, I'm coming down to my chest and then going up a little bit above my head. Again, it's deliberate, right? So you want to fuck around and find out about range of motion. Go ahead and try this before you start running your mouths on my comment section. So where tension lies here, front delt, side delt. Again, not engaging the traps. I don't want the upper chest to engage, so I'm keeping this to a minimum 12-inch spread. And there's a reason for that. I don't want my triceps engaged. I just want all the tension to remain and stay on the shoulder. And doing the ones in front and then going into the rear is just engaging the front delt versus the rear delt. And again, as you think through some of your exercises or some of the motions you're doing, think about posing, right? So again, the front press, if you think about your front double bicep, and then the rear press, you think about your rear double bicep. What are you engaging? What do you want to show? What are you looking to do here? Some of the exercises you do should engage that. So again, traps, limited motion. As soon as I start going a little bit above or beyond, the traps start to engage. Traps are not fucking part of your shoulders. Okay, I've said this in other videos. I'll die on that hill. Traps are not part of your shoulder. They should not be part of your shoulder workout. Traps are part of your back. You want to argue with me about it? Open up on the comments. I'm off my soapbox now. I feel better. I will talk about not getting a haircut for like a week past my prime. My barber's also not feeling well, so poo-poo there. So I normally get a haircut every Friday, but my neck's starting to look a little rough, and now I got another 4 or 5 days now that I'm recording this of it getting a little bit more rough than that, so a little PO'd about that. But again, disengaging the traps, making sure that the front delts and the side delts are being engaged on the front press, and then the rear delt and the side delt are being engaged on the behind the neck press. And there's a reason I'm keeping it at the quarters on either side, because that's where I'm going to go to, and then I'm just adding the weight on top of that rather than do a traditional stack up of, 35 quarter, 45 quarter, whatever it is. I just want to incrementally move up so I can just strip down and do what I've got to do as I superset back and forth. And you'll see like this motion is the opposite of the behind the neck lat pull down, which is engaging the lats. But again, you're still working a little bit of that shoulder on that. And you're definitely engaging the trap on the lat pull down as well. And as you come down with the lat pull down, as opposed to the shoulder press, you want to get everything squeezed together and kind of like right before you would open up to do your rear double bicep, you're contracting everything, pumping a lot of blood through, and then you'd open up per se to do the pose. So again, now that we're getting closer and closer to prep, which is coming January 1st or 2nd, we're going to start looking at posing and really engaging some of the exercises that are helping with posing. By the way, this bar is true to weight. So any of you Smith machine people, Cybexes are usually the best. I miss the old school white boxy Cybex Smith machine, but this one will do it. But it is true to weight. It's about 45 pounds on that bar. It might be 5 pounds off. It might be like 40, but I do enjoy that it's much closer to true to weight. And then the motion is pretty. There's no restriction. It doesn't float. You're not cascading. And it's not giving you any additional resistance beyond the bar either. So Cybex makes a really good Smith. Also, this was at like Saturday morning at 7 in the morning or 7:30 in the morning, something like that. And the gym was really fucking crowded. And it was like 20 degrees outside. I was not expecting that whatsoever. I don't know if people just aren't sleeping during the night. But Saturday mornings in the winter are normally not a thing in a crowded gym environment. But I guess everyone's getting that winter arc in. So I've got the camera like really close with the wide lens on, so I'm not taking up additional space. So like even this is going to get out of frame a little bit, or a little out of focus a little bit, because of the dumbbell swinging. It's not really close to the camera, but it's probably about a foot away from the camera. It looks as if it's only like an inch or two, but it's about a foot. But the camera has had to get a little tighter, a little closer, because I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to take up space and have people, walking through, and then I've got to yell at them or do whatever and get on Joey Swole's channel and do all that shit. I'm kidding. You guys know I don't yell at people that walk through frame. I don't give a fuck. But I'd like to hear the comments on the beard. It's really coming in. It's been about a month and change. So beard's coming in. It's going to be strong. I want to hear your comments on the beard, that if I should keep it all the way to the show, because the idea is me shaving before the show and going back to the 5 o'clock shadow. But I'm happy to stand out with a full beard, unless you guys tell me otherwise. But actually, I think my wife's going to be the deciding factor for the beard. So if I go to the show with the beard, my wife has decided that the beard's in. If I go to the show without the beard, my wife has decided the beard's out. But by the way, that's how a fucking man grows a beard. So these lateral raises, I love these fucking things. I don't have the rhythm 1,000% down, but definitely getting the engagement I want in the side and rear. I mean, the whole shoulder is really getting activated. As you go down, you're engaging the rear delt. As you come up, you're engaging the side delt, and then you even get a little bit of the front delt in when you really get upright. So it's pretty fucking awesome. It's a gnarly exercise, and the idea that you can go crazy heavy with your side lateral raise is always fun. And you are using the momentum and the motion to get the weight up. But the idea is the elbows coming up as high as they can. I'm not looking to have them get above my shoulder as I did on the first lateral raise. Now this is really the focus of trying to get parallel to the floor. It unfortunately gets a little less than that. It's not getting fully parallel, but you get the idea. And sometimes, by the way, you just got to fuck things up in order to induce growth. Doing perfect form and perfect range of motion and all the rest will get you very far, and I'm a believer in this, but sometimes you just got to throw around some big-ass fucking weight. You want to induce growth, you got to go big. And then I'm going to just drop set until I can't. And you guys have seen this drop set before. If this is your first time seeing this drop set, this thing is nasty. So I started off with the 60s, went to the 30s, now I'm dropping to the 20s, and then I'm just going to pick up my arms. And do as many reps as I can with nothing in my hands, and my arms feel like they're 1 billion pounds. It feels like I'm like on the sun. Yeah, it fucking burns. It hurts. You know you're getting growth at that point. Now moving on to the second and last press. I'm only doing 2 presses with this whole entire shoulder workout. Second and last press is the shoulder hammer strength. Now we're going to go from the ears all the way up. Now we're getting that big range of motion. Never locking out, never doing any of that nonsense. Don't lock your elbows out, guys. There's no reason to put that kind of tension on your elbow. That's just dumb. So don't do that. That's a boo-boo. That's a mistake. Shouldn't do it. But ears up. And I want you guys to effectively think about your workout the whole way through, right? So these aren't just randomized workouts. These are planned out to the idea that the first shoulder press mechanics and range of motion, I knew this was coming later in the workout. So again, if you're not planning your workouts out, you're going to burn out very quickly, or you're going to start to repeat motions, and there's no real reason to do that, right? Then you're just doing a burnout of a specific motion, and you may not even necessarily be getting the full benefit of it. And the days that I feel really saucy and I want to feel really good and strong, I'll start with the hammer strength because I can load up 3 plates plus on it and do that. But toward this part of the workout, 2 1/4 is all I'm getting out of this. And it feels like 1,000,000,000 pounds at this point. Third lateral raise. You guys know I love this machine. I use it often. And I'm going to also superset this with my little rear delt trick that Victor Munoz gave me. So this is going to be way more controlled. We've lightened the load significantly, right? So we did top motion on the first lateral raise. The second lateral raise, we did the swinging and really moved a lot of weight. Here I'm maybe at 90 pounds, and I'm focusing on a good solid range of motion and ensuring that I'm going nice and controlled with everything. And then the rear delt pumps. In between, by the way, the hammer strength pressing, I did do my side pumps. You guys have to go down to another video to look at what the side pumps are. I just didn't feel like, again, the gym's pretty crowded today, so I didn't want to move the camera back and forth, but I did do side pumps in between the hammer strength press. So those were, if you want to call it a fourth lateral raise, that's fine, but I wouldn't. But there's more. So slight hold up on top, good range of motion, focused, slow, controlled. Pushing with the elbows, you'll see that I don't even necessarily grip the handles, and I think that that's important to understand. That if you're trying to lift it with your arm, that's the ineffective way to do this. Having the tension at this machine is built to have the tension at the elbow, so your shoulder is actually doing the work. But if you're trying to get your hands and your forearms engaged in that, then you're doing something completely different, and you're not hitting the shoulder in the most optimal way. Moving into supersetting the Pec Deck with the reverse Pec Deck. So we're going to hit the rear delts again. So the rear delts are getting a lot of damage done to them. And by the way, I came back from vacation probably about 3 pounds heavier. So I'm excited about that. I normally come back from vacation 10 pounds heavier. At least this time I only did 3 pounds. So I was pretty stoked, and it came off. I got it off within a week. A lot of it was probably just water weight, additional salt, stuff like that. Because I was watching my calories, counting everything. I had a couple of bad days, but definitely enjoyed myself with food. I don't drink. If you guys don't know that, I don't drink alcohol. So when I go to an all-inclusive, my wife and I are there to fucking pack in the calories and really enjoy the food. But they have a really exceptional sushi restaurant where we went. So I think we had sushi 3 nights. Well, twice at least, but then one time we went to one restaurant. They didn't really serve us a lot of food. It was actually pretty sparse, to be honest. So then we went to the sushi late night just to pack in a few more pieces of sashimi so we could get the protein up. This, again, want to disengage the traps as much as possible. Chest is really forward into the pad. My ass is out, so twerking a little bit. Twerk the ass out. And then you'll see the rear delt really get as engaged as you can as you're sliding your arm back, right? So the elbow is important, and you want to make sure the elbow gets behind the shoulder a little bit, and that's where you're engaging the rear delt while you're trying to disengage the trap and the lats and all the other stuff. It's not... There's variations to do on this Pec Deck, and my coaches tried to put me through variations for the rear delt, and frankly, I'm not having any of it. This seems to be the easiest one for me, so this is the one I stick to. If that's not the case, then I would go to dumbbells or something like that and just do bent over raises or whatever, but frankly, I'm not fucking around with that. I like the focus on this, I like the pulleys, and I like the little rear delt pump that we do on the side lateral machine. And then, of course, as you're doing traps or upper back or whatever, your rear delts are getting engaged. They have to. But to focus on them, it's actually a little bit more complicated than a lot of people might make it out to be. So if you find 1, 2, 3 exercises you really enjoy, which I know that's a lot for just one small tiny muscle on the body, like the rear delt. But if you like 1, 2, or 3 exercises, stick to them. Stick to them and do them really well, and focus as much as you can on them, and your rear delt or any muscle will improve. If you don't like to do an exercise, don't fucking do it. There's no reason to do something you don't like thinking it's going to induce growth. I will tell you, you're not going to be in it psychologically. You're not going to be excited about it. It's going to be a drag. You really should be enjoying your workouts. So if you don't like something, don't do it. Find a variation of it. You know, if you don't like doing, incline dumbbell presses, okay, well, go to a hammer strength or go to a machine or, go to a Smith or a barbell or whatever. But, you have to do an incline press. But at the end of the day, if you don't like dumbbells, you don't like barbells or whatever, that's okay. This isn't cookie cutter. Not everything fits everybody's profile. So to the rear delt specifics, look, you find 1 or 2 exercises that you think you're doing really well and you're really enjoying them, stick to them. Keep doing them. Just get better, increase the weight, increase the volume, increase the reps, increase the sets. Do whatever you got to do to induce growth. Still have one more exercise, I think, after this. I think I just do one exercise for triceps, because I'm doing 1 exercise of triceps with shoulders and then 2 or 3 with chest. My chest day is way less taxing than my shoulder day, so I don't really want to overexert the shit out of my body on a shoulder day, because I want my focus to be on the shoulders. And my recovery on my shoulders to really work. So I don't want to overload it with a big, heavy tricep workout after this, or really going crazy on a lot of upper chest stuff or upper back stuff. I just want to hit these couple of different movements at the end and then call it a day. I've kept this in purposefully, guys. Clean your fucking equipment. Clean it. That's it. Just do it. Use it. I've said it before. My buddy said it. My buddy Christian. You leave a mark, clean it off, right? If you're in a hoodie and a pump cover and a t-shirt and whatever, and you're warming up on something, all right, maybe you don't have to spray it. You didn't really get anything on it. Skin didn't touch it, whatever. But look, you leave a mark, spray it down. Your head touches something, your neck touches something. It's just gross. I'm not that guy that cleans the toilet seat in public before I use it, but maybe I should. Now that I'm saying that out loud, it does seem kind of gross. Especially if I'm yelling at you guys to clean gym equipment. Maybe I should do that. I just can't be that guy with the paper thing around the toilet. I think that's weird. I've never done that, and I don't, I've done that in porta potties, because porta potties are just disgusting. But in like a public restroom at like a restaurant or whatever, I don't know. It just seems weird to go in and clean it. And frankly, I don't really poop outside my home. I don't want to go off on a tangent here. But finishing off with just a old school tricep V-bar. Just get as much weight on there. I like the double stack because it feels as if you're lifting a lot of weight, but the tension points on the double stack I feel is better than the single stack. But that's it, guys. That was the workout. So like, subscribe, share. It takes you a few minutes. It means the world to me that you guys do it. Hit the little notification button. And I'll see you at the gym.